All right, we're going to get started with the Pinterest tutorial. I am going to show you how I create photos for Pinterest. I know if you're Laura, you might have Photoshop. You might want to do it a different way, but I'm just going to show you how I do it and some of the tricks that I've learned from looking at a bunch of videos these days. So these are some that I just created actually. So the first way that I do it is just through PicMonkey. What I want to do is to get away, so every time we pin, I do want to pin our featured image that we have because that's good, but I also want to create another large image that's pinnable for each of the photos. So of course, for every article that we do, we're going to pin the featured image, but it's really teeny tiny. So we need like a bigger, tall, like long image as well. I'll show you some examples. I've created a one of the boards I created is a private board, and it's down here. It's called private, way down here. It's called Pin Inspiration. So these are the ones I'd love for you to kind of model when you create your own, because I think they're kind of neat and will give you some ideas. So that just helps you see like kind of the style that I'm going for in our pins. Just very, simple but clean and pretty with the images and stuff like that too. So I created this one. It's obviously not as good as this one, but it's getting there. It's close. So how I created that one, so there's a couple different ways. So I've been using PicMonkey, and I want to get every blog article that we have with a pinnable image, so that we can get a lot more traffic from Pinterest. But the right dimensions that I've learned are 735 by 1102. And let's see, yeah, we'll do that one. 5 ways to find your calling. And then I upload a photo. Let's see here. Let's find a photo. Actually, that one was perfect, the one that I used for the featured image, so I'll use that one too. It's in library. Latest use these. It's in Isaac. And the one I have for the featured image. I think it's this one. So I'm going to make it like this. So you can do it multiple different ways. Like there's no right or wrong. Some have writing over it, some have like this white space and then the picture. I love them both. The one thing I do want to say though is to look at the analytics and check out what is working, and then we want to make more photos like that. So obviously we've had some in the past that have worked very well. So you can check those out. But so this will kind of tell you what our most pinned top pin impressions. So some of these quotes were the best. Activity, we'll look at that one. Okay, so yeah, we have one. We want to create a whole lot of this article. So this article, 15 ways I paid off 80,000 debt, has been pinned so much on Pinterest, and so has the 10 must-read books for every young professional women. So we want to model that. We want to get all of our articles similar to that. And you'll see, I mean, the image is just very simple. It's just one word. So we could play around with some stuff like that to see, if people just want that one word. And then this one, for all of our book posts, this would be awesome to do the same sort of thing because people loved this. And yeah, just checking and seeing analytics. People loved this one too. The vision board, that was a popular one. That got a lot of pins, and so does this one. Still gets a ton of pins too. This 13 best kept cover letter secrets, as well as there was one more too. So look at those and see how the pins are doing too, because we just want to model that. So this one I'm going to put, let's see here, text. So I'm going to put text over. I have been using, I'm not picky on font, it has to look good. Let's see, I think the one I was using that I liked, I have no idea. So that's why I don't care, because I don't even remember what I was using. Okay, 5 ways to, and I'm actually going to change it to 5 ways to find your calling. And I'm going to do white font. It's hard to read though. So I really like the white font over it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move, I'm actually just going to delete that for now. I want to put, this is a good one for you to see. So I want to take this image and I want to make it, I want to darken it so that I can put a white text on it. So don't worry, it's not going to look like this. But I'm going to fade it a little bit. So I faded the image. So now when I go back and I put this text on here, let's see if it'll let me do a different. Oops. You do have to play around with it, so I'm sure you can think of a better way to do this. But this is how we're going to do it. 5 ways to find your calling. And then I like having it so the writing looks different. Ideally, it's like a different font if it lets me. Five ways to find your calling, and we wanted it white. There we go. Okay, so let's move that up. And then we'll see if it lets me move. Oh, let me move this one over. That one over. Oh gosh, I think I have a disaster now. I don't know if it'll let me move the other one. Okay, so we'll do that one again. Okay, so that's ready. Oops. That's ready. So we just want to do the black over it again. And then we should be ready to go. And we'll fade it. Send it back. Oh gosh, it's not going to work. We'll just make it black. Or we could also make it pink. That might look good on this. Yeah, actually I like that. I just want to make this a little bit bigger. And I think that looks good. And I'm going to do one more thing. Yeah, I'm just going to save that. Find your calling. And so we save it in 2016, content creation, Pinterest. So we will pin it. So we're going to add that, upload, choose image, and then we will pin it. So I need that article. Okay, so you're going to paste in some text for the description, making sure our keywords are in there. And find a board. Job search board would be good. Okay, so you're not done yet because we haven't put in where that they can actually find. Their website isn't there yet. So we want to make sure that we go back and copy the website and paste it in. I always test it too because I always want to make sure that that link is working, because that would be a bummer if they went and wanted to go read that article and the link wasn't there. Okay, so I'm going to click on it and make sure it goes, which I'm sure it will. Now, what I also want to do is I also want to add that image to our site. So I'm going to edit it and add it in. Oh, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I want to edit this post. And while we're doing that too, I want to show you another way that I make an image is by going to collage. They always make you add in a photo that you want to use. So we'll just add in one of these photos. Yeah, we can add this one in. Gosh. And if you go to down here, okay, so choose the layout. I go to Jigsaw, then I click this one to the far left, and then X out of these, and then you can slide these together, and now you have a nice layout. So go like this. So that's the image. And this one I'm still trying to add that other 5 ways to find your calling photo in. I need to find another article that will work with this picture. So maybe something about phone. I don't know if I have anything about phone. Meetings. I don't know. Networking would probably be fine. Okay, so back to this one. I know I'm kind of going all over the place here. We're going to upload that Pinterest find your calling image. And it should show up right here. Perfect. Okay. So when it's here, usually I make it a little bit bigger. I usually put it like 300, 350. And then I always have to custom URL it to one of our webinar pages. So I have been doing it to the webinar because that's the only way I can get it to center, but maybe I'm doing something wrong. And then you'd click update. I did want to, here, I'm gonna actually pin this. Feel free to use our account to pin things too that you see. The more active we are on Pinterest, the better. I will tell you my goal. So right now we have 2,700 pins. And, you know, another place that we're kind of competing against or moving towards having the same sort of traffic is Level League, and they have 50.9 pins, 75,000 followers. I think we have 3.7 followers. So, I mean, that gives you an idea of where we're headed and how how much more active we want to be. We want to have our whole site basically indexed in Pinterest, so everyone can be able to find it when they go to Pinterest. So back to this this one that we were doing. Just want to save that. Let's see. I'm pretty sure we have a phone interview. Classy career girl. That would be good for this photo here. Why does it say 10? 8 ways to nail a phone interview. That's really weird that it says 10 right there. Okay. So this one already has a pretty good image that I'll pin while I'm here. Just trying to get our pins up. And you always want to make sure it has a good description there too, and that one did. Which actually I forgot to tell you why it's so important is because you want to make sure that also that we update the header and the alt tag. So when you're adding these images in, we have to make sure that this this is updated, because when people pin it, this is what's going to be pulled. So we have to make sure that this is really good when we update it. So I'm going to make that change and update that. 8 ways to nail a phone interview. Perfect. Okay, this is what we're going to update this. So I've put the picture in there. That's perfect. So I'm going to save. Actually, I'm not going to save. I'm going to edit because I want to put words up here. So I want to go to my T. And let's get go nail a phone interview. And I can use this. Oops, I didn't want to do that, but that's okay. 8 ways to nail a phone interview. Yeah, so I always like to just vary the text a little bit because I think that it makes it stand out a little bit. So 8 ways to nail a phone interview, and not all the time, but if you want to, if you can, using our CCG logo or putting Classy Career Girl is more than welcome. You're more than welcome to do that, so people remember who we are and who they're pinning. But you don't have to on our pins, but you could put that right there. I like how that looks. And then obviously sometimes in the bottom right corner, you can also put CCG. I'll show you how to do that. So you just click on this butterfly and then go to your own, and then go to back office, social media internship library, and that's in logos. CCG right there. So there's our logo. So sometimes I would put that on the bottom right if it works for the image. You can do that too. Make us stand out a little bit. And then I'm going to save that. I'm going to add that to nail a phone interview. Save it. And save it to Pinterest folder. And then I'm going to go back to Pinterest. I'm going to upload that from my computer to Pinterest. You can do it straight from the article, but I find that the image comes out really small, and I love how big it is. So tall images do really, really well on Pinterest. And so I'm going to go back and copy this, paste it in, and put it in the right board, which you can also do multiple, pin it to multiple boards too. It doesn't just have to be one board. Like I said, we're just trying to do as much pinning as possible right now. So then I always go back here, I go to pins, make sure, you know, see how it looks? It looks great, huh? I think I used too much text here. I just like usually just one sentence, so I'm going to delete that so it's not so much. And there it is. It looks great. So I'm going to click it, just make sure it actually does take me where it's supposed to go. And there we go. We have some images in there.